Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our night service of Compline. I hope everyone's keeping well, and I've heard from a few of you today, so that's nice. It's always nice to hear some comments back as well, and it's good to be with you again this evening. Today's service is going to be slightly longer than we had normally, because being today Maundy Thursday, we would normally be spending our time together remembering the Last Supper and sharing either communion or a Seder meal or something along those lines together, as well as remembering that this was the night before Jesus died. So to mark that a little bit longer, to mark that, we have a little bit of a longer service, and my thanks to Reverend Steve Foster for recording a song which I will have during the service. I'll play that during the service. But I'll be reflecting that this week I've learnt a new word. It's a word that I read in my paper. Of course, now I'm reading my paper online, but it's a word that has been coined called the shelfie. It's reflecting on the fact that so many shots that we see now on television have people in their studies or in their various other places with shelves behind them with various different things on there. And so this shelfie makes us sort of look at what people have got in their own houses. And that helps us to think about actually where they are. Normally you take a phone call from somebody, you don't actually think where they are. But when you physically see them, it makes you think a little bit more about them. The house that they live in, or the flat, or wherever, the office they may be working in. It brings us a little bit more closer and a bit more connected. And certainly at this time, being connected is a very good thing to be. I had a phone call with a friend of mine today who I'd normally just speak to on the phone, but because of all this prevalence of video messaging, we had a face-to-face call on the computer instead. And again, it just brought us that much closer, that much more connected. Perhaps things will change forever going forward, I don't know. But it's nice to be connected, especially at this time. And I enjoy being connected to you in these services. So our service will follow the same format as previously, with a reading from a book by David Adam, a reflection from the Wild Worship resources from the Ionian community. Then we'll have Steve Foster's song before we have a short service of night prayer. So let's still our hearts as we come before the Lord. Today's poem is called Have Mercy. Lord of space, Lord of time, Lord of life, have mercy. God of sun, God of stars, God of earth, have mercy. Jesus of Mary, Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus of Gethsemane, have mercy. Christ of cross, Christ of tomb, Christ risen, have mercy. Spirit on high, Spirit nearby, Spirit of calm, have mercy. Spirit of grace, Spirit of talents, Spirit of life, have mercy. And today, Thursday, we particularly remember the Last Supper. It was on the Thursday that he became valuable. He hadn't anything to sell, not since leaving his hammer and saw 3 years earlier. Needless to say, he could knock together a set of trestles or hang a couple of shelves at the drop of a hat, no bother at all. But he wasn't into making things, not now. He was into, well, talking, I suppose, and listening, and healing, and forgiving, and encouraging. All the things for which there's no pay, and the job centre has no advertisements. And so his work wasn't worth much. nor indeed was he. For, not being well dressed, or well heeled, or well connected, he wouldn't have attracted many ticket holders. And had been put up for a raffle. But then he had a novelty value, like the elephant man, or the fat lady, or the midget at a circus. Put him on a stage and he might be interesting to look at. Sell him to the circus with the promise of some tricks, and there could be a silver penny or 2 or 30 in it. It was on the Thursday that he became valuable. And so now we have our song from Steve Foster that talks about the whole of Holy Week, including tonight, Maundy Thursday, and also the joy of Easter Sunday.
The New Road. You who puzzle at the Saviour's deeds, won't you stop and listen where the new road leads? Firstborn child of the refugees, he was raised in Nazareth, schooled in charity, found salvation on his knees. Manhood led him to the Jordan shore, where the Baptist shivered in the rags he wore. Plunged his cousin in the pilgrim stream, then the old road ended as the dove descended, the new road wakened from the dream. A red sun setting over Galilee, saw a stranger walking by the inland sea. 4 young fishermen around him twined, then the new road headed for the Canaan wedding. He turned the water into wine. 1,000 listened on a mountain slope, where they dined on a miracle and breathed in hope. The blind men followed with their sight restored, while the sightless Pharisees condemned as heresies the wide-eyed workings of the Lord. Hallelujah, the people cheered, the palm leaves rustled as the King drew near. Oh, Jerusalem, the truth you shunned, but the sins ensuing were your own undoing, while the stones lay broken in the sun. 13 gathered in the upstairs room, while the high priest plotted for the Saviour's doom. Blood and body in the wind and flesh, and the visitor's enemy in sweet Gethsemane. 12 hours later he was dead. Mary wondered at the stone flung wide, the tomb rang hollow as she stepped inside. Angels seated where the Christ had lain, they believed the prison, for the sun had risen and would walk in Galilee again. Show by living what the Lord has done, in the selfless giving of his only Son. Shout this passage in the hearts of men, for the climb is steady if the pilgrim's ready, and the new road reaches out again. Jesus walked in Galilee again. Jesus talked in Galilee again.
Thank you, Steve, for that. Tomorrow we've got a service of reflection starting at 2 o'clock for an hour, just over an hour actually, to take us to 3 o'clock, the time traditionally where we mark the death of Jesus. And in the evening again we will have a Compline service at 7 o'clock, as we will do every day except Sundays throughout this period of lockdown. I will send out the order of service and the liturgy for tomorrow and over the weekend later tonight, so that you've got that in front of you should you wish to join in and follow it along. If you haven't yet been receiving emails from me, please do email me a request or personal message me a request via Facebook, and I will add you to the email list. And so we come now to our night prayer. Find rest, O my soul, in God alone. My hope comes from him. Come I this night to the Father. Come I this night to the Son. Come I to the Holy Spirit powerful. Come I this night to God. Come I this night with Christ. Come I with the Spirit of kindness. Come I to thee, Jesus. Jesus, shelter me. I will lie down and sleep. I wake again, because the Lord sustains me. By day the Lord directs his love. At night his song is with me, a prayer to the God of my life. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. This dwelling, O God, be blessed, and each one who here this night does rest. May God be in my sleep. May Christ be in my dreams. May the Spirit be in my repose, in my thought, in my heart, in my soul always. May the sacred three dwell. May the Father of heaven have care of my soul, his loving arm around my body, through each slumber and sleep of my life. The Son of God be shielding me from harm. The Son of God be shielding me from ill. The Son of God be shielding me with power. The Son of God be shielding me this night. Sleep, O sleep, in the calm of each calm. Sleep, O sleep, in the guidance of all guidance. Sleep, O sleep, in the love of all loves. Sleep, O beloved, in the Lord of life. Sleep, O beloved, in the God of life. The peace of all peace be mine this night, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And may God's peace be with us all this night and always. Amen.